Close your eyes and imagine a silver button in front of you. I'm going to ask you to press it whenever you want. No pressure, no countdown, just a pure, spontaneous choice. You wait. You feel the spark of intent, and you click. But while you were waiting for that spark, a surge of electricity was already roaring through your motor cortex. This isn't a thought experiment. It is what modern neuroscience has confirmed through the study of the readiness potential. Your neurons fired, your muscles prepped, and the command was sent, all before you even felt the urge to move. The decision was a done deal while you were still making up your mind. If the command is sent before the commander even speaks, who is really running the ship? Are you the author of your actions, or just the last person to find out what you've already done? You are the pilot. You've lived your entire life behind these eyes, certain that your hands are on the throttle. You chose to wake up. You chose to click this link. You chose the black ink over the blue. This is the I at the center of the world. René Descartes called it the Archimedean point. He stripped away the stars and the senses until only one thing remained, the thinking thing, the pilot. You believe there is a quiet room inside your brain where you sit on a throne, weighing options, making the choice. It feels like a mythic power, the ability to be a causa sui, a self-caused cause. Gilbert Ryle called this the ghost in the machine. Your pride is the trophy of your good choices. Your guilt is the scar of your bad ones. You believe that if we rewound the tape of the universe to this morning, you could have chosen the tea instead of the coffee. But look closer at the cockpit. Notice the buttons you didn't press. There is a leak in your cockpit. The pilot is reporting for duty, but the ship has already left the dock. Let that sink in for a second. If you aren't the one flying this plane, then who is the voice in the black box telling you everything is fine? Let's dissect a single second. Imagine you are in a dim room wearing a crown of electrodes. This is the kingdom of Benjamin Libet. He gives you a simple task. Press a button whenever the urge strikes you. In your mind, the sequence is a holy trinity: intention, will, action. But the electrodes see a different ghost. They detect that this readiness potential ramps up nearly half a second before you even think you've made a choice. Your conscious mind is not the commander-in-chief. It is a spectator with a very convincing delusion. You are like a child at an arcade, moving a joystick on a demo mode screen, convinced your tugging makes the hero jump. Schopenhauer warned us, a man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills. You think you reached out because you love them, but your brain decided to move while you were still rehearsing your loneliness. Are you living your life, or are you just the first person to hear the play-by-play commentary? You are a judge, and the world is your defendant. You pass 1,000 silent sentences every day. You feel righteous anger at the driver who cuts you off. You look at the self-made billionaire with envy. You believe people deserve what they get because they chose their path. But if we pull the thread of that 500 millisecond delay, the tapestry unravels. Dirk Perreboom asks us to see the press secretary for what it truly is. Every human action is a chain of causality. Your choice was scripted by neurobiology, upbringing, and ancestral chemistry. Blame becomes as illogical as screaming at a thunderstorm for getting you wet. Our prisons are built on the myth of the evil choice. Our meritocracies are built on the myth of the hard worker. But if the will is an illusion, merit is just a polite word for a lottery. You didn't choose your drive or your IQ any more than you chose your height. We are a society of puppets punishing other puppets for the way their strings are pulled. If no one is the author of their crimes, can we ever truly be the owners of our virtues? You think your mind is a sanctuary, but modern power is a needle sliding into your 500 millisecond gap. Noam Chomsky spoke of manufacturing consent, but today we engineer it. Data scientists don't wait for you to choose. They exploit your subconscious. They feed your amygdala precision-guided stimuli, outrage, desire, fear, triggering your brain before you finished your morning coffee. By the time you decide a movement is righteous, the purchase is already made. Your press secretary just explains why it was your idea. This is nudge theory. The choice architect tilts the floor, and you are just the body following the slant. Your data doesn't predict what you will do. It dictates what you can do by narrowing your horizon until only one choice remains. If that's true, are you a citizen with a voice or a terminal for someone else's remote control? You believe you are a monologue, but deep in the brain, you are a shouting match. Enter Michael Gazzaniga's laboratory. Meet the split brain patients. Their connection between hemispheres is severed, and the self is literally cut in half. A sign flashes to the left eye. Walk. The person stands up. The researcher asks, "Where are you going?" The side of the brain that speaks didn't see the sign. Does the self admit it isn't in control? Never. The left brain, the interpreter module, invents a reality. It says, "I'm going to get a Coke." It lies to itself to explain a behavior it didn't start. You are no different. Your brain is a collection of modules: hunger, lust, status, fear, pulling levers in the dark. Thomas Metzinger says there is no self, only a self-model. You are a map that thinks it's the territory. If your identity is a story told by one half of your brain to keep the other half from panicking, who is listening? You are a latecomer to an old story. Look at the stage of determinism. Laplace imagined a demon that knows the position and velocity of every atom at the Big Bang. To this demon, the future is a calculation. The universe follows laws: gravity, electromagnetism, cause and effect. The path of every particle was locked in eons ago. You are a collection of those particles. Every neuron firing is a physical event triggered by a previous physical event, reaching back to the dawn of time. Spinoza suggested that if a falling stone had consciousness, it would believe it wanted to fall. You are that stone. You feel the rush of your trajectory and call it freedom. You are sitting in a theater, watching a film shot before your ancestors existed. Your choice tomorrow morning is etched into the background radiation of the universe. If every breath was negotiated at the birth of the stars, are you making a life, or is the universe finishing a sentence? You have reached the edge of the map. If your will is a caption, and your identity is a confabulation, the you built is a phantom. This is the death of the author. Think about your regrets, the nights spent wondering, what if? Now, this isn't saying your life is meaningless. It's saying it's not owned in the way you thought. In the light of the silent machine, regret is nonsensical. You couldn't have chosen differently. You are a character screaming at the screen, trying to change a movie that has already been mastered. Why struggle? Why push the boulder? You feel the ego dissolving. You are a spectator at your own funeral. Your triumphs and failures are just chemical weather patterns. The pilot has left the cockpit, and there is only a chilling silence. If the story is already written, is there any reason to keep turning the pages? But you are still here. The pilot is gone, but the lights are still on. This is the radical reframing. If you aren't the pilot, you don't have to sweat over the controls. You are the great witness. Alan Watts suggested you are the universe peering through a human nervous system. Determinism is not a prison. It is a pardon. Your bad choices were inevitable. The shame drains away. Your successes were gifts from a cosmic lottery. Pride is replaced by gratitude. You no longer have to become someone. You are a process. You are the audience at a magnificent symphony. Stop trying to conduct. Just listen. You don't need to tell your heart how to beat. It is all happening. A dance with no dancer. The 500 millisecond gap is where the universe breathes. The pilot's seat is empty, and the ship is flying perfectly. Take a breath. Lean back. Look out the window. If you aren't the one choosing your life, doesn't that finally give you the freedom to experience it?